Counting the cost of injuries and dropouts, and after an overnight war of words, the Tour de France resumed on day 4. The final of 4 Breton stages starting in Redon and heading to Fougères, 150.4 kilometres on the menu. Not a single King of the Mountains point, just one intermediate sprint at a finish 6 years after the Tour's only previous visit to Fougères. Mark Cavendish had won on that day. The day today was meant to start with a rider protest. Not everybody was in agreement until André Greipel turned up to enforce the issue. Many, but not all of the riders, suggesting that the profile and race route had been dangerous the day before. But a lack of unity, the biggest message that we took away from the early protest. Once the racing did start properly, we had 2 riders go off the front. Brent van Moer from Lotto Soudal, young rider from Belgium who'd impressed at the Dauphiné, was alongside Pierre-Luc Perrichon, and van Moer would win the intermediate sprint at Vitré with just over 36 k's to go. Plenty of points still available behind for the main peloton, and an exhibition of bike riding from Michael Marco, putting Mark Cavendish in a position where he didn't have to expend too much energy to take the 15 points. Just less than 20 kilometres to go. Breakaway still hanging out there. Perrichon unable to contribute fully, so van Moer took off and went on an adventure. His lead would grow to well over a minute with 8 kilometres still remaining. With just under 6 k's to go, finally the sprinters' teams got to work. Dries Devenijns and the rest doing their best for the Koenig Quickstep. Van Moer, though, was still causing danger. 1.5 k's to go, he had that 15-second gap. 300 metres to go, he was still ahead. Would they catch him? Wouldn't they? Alaphilippe did a wonderful turn. It was then be led out by Alpecin Phoenix. Merlier this time turning lead-out man a day after he won. Philipsen launching the sprint. Bol there as well, but in the blue jersey, Mark Cavendish hitting the finish line at the front for the first time on the Tour de France in 5 years. The 30-time stage winner, picking up number 31. Cue the emotion, cue the drama, cue the tears. What a story. Many thought it would never be possible again. Just 8 months after wondering whether he'd have a contract anywhere to ride in 2021. It's a fairy tale story for Mark Cavendish, and the Manx missile firing yet again. Cavendish winning a stage at the Tour ahead of Boigny, Philipsen, Matthews and Sagan. One of the most incredible sporting stories that you were ever likely to see. Another creator of big moments, and still in the yellow jersey, Mathieu van der Poel leading the Tour de France for a 3rd date. Julien Alaphilippe in 2nd place at 8 seconds. No other changes in the GC, but the green jersey is passed from Alaphilippe to teammate Mark Cavendish, who leads the points classification. Next up, time trial day. The first of 2 tests against the clock at this Tour de France. A more difficult route than it seems on paper. 27.2 kilometres through the Mayenne region. Up and down, and another chance for the GC to have another shake-up. Stage 4 was all about Mark Cavendish, however. It was all about one of those wonderful stories, a fairy tale, as Cavendish returns to the Tour de France and wins a 31st stage.